So, you don't like the color on the new Captain America Golden Age costume. You think the devs messed up, that what they did was wrong. Question is, can you look past it? Maybe you were trying to be cool by pointing out something small on a really good looking OG Captain America costume. I take it from somebody who feels like he's been frozen for 65 years, but can probably pass for a solid 25 to 30 still. The only real cool thing is forming your own opinions, but respecting the opinions of others. So the next time those turkeys... Does he really say turkey? He definitely says turkeys during this part, I'm pretty sure. I watched the video a couple times. I don't know why he says turkeys. Maybe it's a World War II thing? I don't know. Anyway. Let's review some Battle Pass skins. Alright, before we get into the actual costumes and the ratings I'm going to give the costumes, the first thing we got to talk about is the theme of the Battle Pass, which means we have to talk about the fact that there really is no theme at all this time for some reason. Not really sure why this happened or what they were thinking exactly, but there really is no theme. It should have been Kunlun and Iron Fist stuff, but for some reason we ended up with Mecha Moon Knight and opened with Luna Snow. Like, typically when I think of a Battle Pass theme, I think that the starting costume and the ending costume should wrap up the theme of the Battle Pass, and instead we got a Luna Snow costume that's basically last season's theme. We got a Mecha Moon Knight that has nothing to do with anything, and this Loki skin is basically the only tie to this season that we have in this Battle Pass, and it kind of looks like it belongs in last season because it's a Firebird that fits with the whole Phoenix Force theme. So I don't really know what the plan was for this Battle Pass. I don't know if it was like a time constraint issue. I mean, they keep telling us that they're like a year ahead content-wise. I don't know how there was this big of a disconnect from the actual theme of the season. I don't know. Especially when you look at the gallery card with all the Immortal Weapons / Immortal Beast costumes that are coming this season. They should have just threw some of these in the Battle Pass. I don't really know why they didn't. I mean, me personally, I would have made Angela, even though she just released, and it doesn't seem like they like to give too many costumes to the new characters right out the gate, but this White Tiger Angela costume looks sick. That should have been the draw of the Battle Pass. That should have been the first costume in the Battle Pass, and then the final costume in the Battle Pass should have been Iron Fist. Like, I don't know why they're keeping Iron Fist so far out of the Kunlun stuff when it should be all Iron Fist. I don't know. Kind of a weird strategy. I don't know what you want to call it. And especially because like MCU skins have not really been in Battle Passes or events, because that means you won't be able to get it unless they run back the Battle Pass. So if you want Mecha Moon Knight later on, you're gonna just have to hope that they rerun this Battle Pass. I don't know, big miss on their part. I saw some people were like, what do you mean the theme is OG classic comic book skins, because Trial of Magneto and Golden Age Captain America and Dark Phoenix and all that stuff, and it's like none of those costumes were the opener or the closer of the Battle Pass. So to me, the theme should always connect those two costumes together, and I don't know, it's just a big miss. They could have even thrown Wolverine in there, you know? Like, okay, Groot, Daredevil, and Black Widow costumes I guess aren't ready. That's why they're not drawn into this gallery card, but yeah, I feel like every Battle Pass needs a theme, especially because they're so big on lore and story in this game. I don't know how we get a Battle Pass that has nothing to do with anything except for this one Loki costume that looks like it should be in the last one. I don't know, just my opinion. I don't know how they dropped the ball that bad on this one. All right, now let's hop into the actual meat and potatoes of the video. This is the Luna Snow Abyssal Glow costume. It opens up the battle pass. It is... I always feel like the opening costume should be like the big draw. I'm not sure this really hits. I'm honestly not even sure what's happening with this costume. Like, it's a amalgamation of like everything. Like, I don't understand why it needed to be Phoenix Force, Symbiote, Ice, Hatsune Miku. I mean, like it's a little bit of everything. I mean, it's so close to being really good. It's just over-designed. I know a lot of people in my comment section, they love to say everything in this game is over-designed. I see that comment so much. Like, I wish they wouldn't over-design stuff. I see that a lot, and typically it doesn't really bother me. It doesn't really turn me off to a lot of their designs. I actually quite like the majority of their designs. This one, I have to agree, is very over-designed. It just has a lot going on. It's got fire coming off the knee here. It's got the symbiote stuff, ice. The hair color is weird. Like, a lot of us were saying in the comment section that the blue part of the hair should have matched the ice that's on her body. Somebody in my comment section said they should have done symbiote style ice. Like, it should have just been like the symbiote and the ice, and it should have been like a darker looking ice style. I think that would have been really cool. My least favorite part of the entire thing is the mask. I really dislike this mask a lot. So, mask ruins it. I think if it had no mask, if the hair color was a little bit closer to not just trying to be like Harley Quinn or something, I just don't know what's going on with this costume. The intro is really cool. The MVP is really cool. I want to like it. I definitely want to like it. I even like the emote. I think the emote is pretty sick. I just think it's too much. I just think it's way too much. I don't think Luna needed another legendary costume. I honestly can't even remember what the sound effects are for this. Yeah, I'm gonna be a little harsh on some of these costumes, by the way, if you didn't already get that.
Music makes people happy. Heroes make them sing.
Sound effects are alright.
There they are. How? You're frozen.
Hopefully the sound's actually coming out this time. Sound effects are alright. I mean, yeah, she didn't need another costume. Oh, the music is cool when she
I am ready to put on a show.
plays like rock music. It's cool. Like, there's so many good parts about this costume. It's just the actual design of the costume itself is just too much, which is why I'm giving this one a 4 out of 10. There, I said it. Sorry, Luna Snow fans. Sorry, Danny. Yep. 4 out of 10. It's just too much going on. It could have been really good. Intro's cool. MVP is cool. Ultimate sound effect is cool. It just... The mask is really bad, and I can't look past the mask. I'm sorry. Alright, next up we got the Winter's Veil Winter Soldier costume that more or less is basically a recolor. I promised myself I would try to get through this review video a little bit quicker than the summer one. So we're not going to dwell too long on costumes like this where it's just a recolor. I mean, it's got this cool camo effect to it if that's your thing. It's got these cool highlights in his hair and the black eyeliner like Captain America Winter Soldier, the MCU movie. So that's the closest we're getting to that so far, I guess. But yep, just a recolor in the Battle Pass. I mean, it's going to happen. They're going to be there, but the camo's cool. I'm not a fan of recolors. I've been saying this basically since before the game came out. I talked about it a lot, even in the alpha and the closed beta test. So nothing too special here. If you like the cool white camo, the highlights in the hair, or the eyeliner, it's for you. It's not for me. 2 out of 10. I would love a Winter Soldier, Captain America Winter Soldier MCU movie costume. I think that's what we're all waiting for this guy. Unfortunately, this is not it. It's just a recolor. 2 out of 10. Alrighty, if you have paid attention to my channel at all, you know that I love this costume for Star-Lord. And honestly, like, this should have been the main draw of the Battle Pass. I mean, the Moon Knight one is really nice, but this should have been the opener, and Luna, they could have thrown in the middle somewhere. This costume for Star-Lord is so sick. Like, I don't even know why they didn't make it his first legendary, but, yeah, if it was called Starlight Outlaw, by the way, I would have been a Star-Lord main, okay? They almost converted me to a Star-Lord main. If this was Starlight Outlaw, I would have been a Star-Lord main. MVP is sick, costume is sick. I mean, I didn't even get up to the emote yet, but you guys know I really like the emote as well. This is one of the best skins in the entire game. Like, I'm sorry. It just, I'm not even sorry. Like, it literally is one of the best in the game. Like, there's really no denying the amazingness that is this costume. And the emote, which I think is this one? Yeah. Emote, amazing music. It's a banger. It gets stuck in your head. I was making the video for this. I think it ended up being like 8 minutes. Normally I do like 10-minute videos. I was doing like an 8-minute video for this. Never got sick of it. I could have made it 2 hours long and edited every single part of it myself without looping anything, and I would have been fine. This costume is sick. I know I posted. I'll edit it in somewhere here. I know I posted what the mask looks like when he's ulting, and that wasn't like super exciting to me. They've done better ones in the past, but I mean this costume is like I'm not gonna take points off for that. This costume is
I may be from Earth, but every planet's
literally one of the best in the whole game. Like,
oh boy, here they come.
It's just fantastic. Do a little ultimate here. This thing on his back when he ults, I think it's a comic reference to this outfit in the comics. I'm honestly not too sure on that one. I'd have to double check. Somebody mentioned it in my comment section, but this is one of the best costumes in the entire game. I'm gonna stop yapping about it. Like, there's really nothing else to it. This is gonna be the first 10 out of 10 I'm giving on this channel. So this costume is our first 10 out of 10. This is just worth the Battle Pass admission on its own. Costumes like this, first of all, it should have been legendary. If it was a legendary, it probably would have cost like $24. As not being a legendary, well, 24 or 26 usually. As not being a legendary, it probably would have been like in a bundle for like $2,200, which is like $22. So $10 for the Battle Pass.
Oh boy.
You get this amazing costume, 10 out of 10 costume, and 9 other costumes to go with it. One of the best costumes in the entire game. Possibly the best emote in the entire game as well. 10 out of 10. Alright, now it's time for Captain America Golden Age. All memes aside, I love Captain America. I myself love this costume. A lot of people were complaining about the collar. That's why I was memeing it at the beginning of the video, but a lot of people were hating on the collar. It doesn't bother me too much. It's a little overdone. I can look past it. The rest of the costume looks really good. He looks really good. The emote is incredible. Shield looks good. Everything is just, you know, classic Captain America. Is it perfect? I'm not crazy about the belt, to be honest. Like these things on his belt, but I get it. He has that sometimes. The chest is gigantic. His actual chest is insane. I will never look like this my entire life. I don't think I ever really would want to be this big, but you know what? It's Captain America, baby. It looks good. MVP, there is not one for this one, right? Probably my biggest complaint about it is that there isn't an MVP for it, but it is really nice. Emote, obviously. They don't miss with the meme references and just like pop culture references in general. Really nice skin. I couldn't push myself to give it higher than an 8, so I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. I really like it. There's just like, there's better stuff. Like Infinity War was my #1 costume that I wanted before the game even came out, and we got it pretty early. This is always going to be like in the back of my mind when I rate other Captain America skins. Unfortunately, like I'm really trying not to judge a costume based on like the character's other costumes, if that makes sense. Like I'm trying to just judge the costume for what it is, but I would give this an 8 out of 10. Does it thrill me as much as Infinity War? No, but it's classic Captain America. Looks good. I dig it. Color doesn't bother me as much as it bothers other people. And yeah, 8 out of 10. Alright, now we hop over to the #1 character in the game I wish I was actually good with. Hawkeye. Old Man Hawkeye. I hope we get more of the old man style costumes, especially one for Old Man Logan eventually. I'm kind of surprised we've gotten other characters in that like skin theme before Wolverine. I thought that was kind of crazy, but I like it. It's nice. I'm always gonna be like Ronin only when it comes to Hawkeye, but I think this looks really good. I think the style of these like tattoos that they put on these skins, like the Doctor Strange one had it too, is pretty cool. I kind of hope they keep that going. I don't know if I would love it on Logan. Maybe skip Logan for that one, but the beard is cool. You guys know I like beards and long hair, so yeah, he's got chest hair on this costume. I mean, what more could you ask for? And then the MVP is really sick. He's got the earpiece. He's blind in this storyline, I believe. And I think he's fighting Bullseye there. A lot of people thought it was Gambit. The card, I think, is Bullseye. He, like, fights Bullseye in the comics that this is based on. So, not Gambit. No Gambit tease. Maybe a Bullseye tease? I don't know. Yeah, and then the funny emote where he cracks his back. This is me. This is me. We needed an old man Val Starlight skin. I know I look young, but I'm way older than most of you, probably. But yeah, this is me. This is me. When I go to do the flicks when I'm playing Hawkeye, I pull my back out. That's me. Overall, it's nice. I went with a 7 out of 10 for this. I like the concept of the old man skins. I just, even though I am an old man, I just they don't throw me as much as something like Ronin. I'm a big like ninja samurai kind of guy, so when I see something like this gets me excited. Old man Hawkeye, cool details. Him being blind, the earpiece, the back cracking, the chest hair, but 7 out of 10. I think, well, I already know Ronin is better in my eyes than this. I would even say Galactic Fangs is probably better. Like I said, I'm trying not to take their other costumes into account, but it's hard. It's really hard when doing these ratings so far. I'll get better with that as we go, but right now, 7 out of 10 for Old Man Hawkeye. Ah, yes. Astral Wanderer Doctor Strange. Well, this will definitely save some time in the video. 1 out of 10. 1 out of 10. The only reason it's getting a 1 and not a 0 is because of the emote. Because of bats. It's the only reason it's getting a 1 and not a 0. Quick reasoning, it's just blue Doctor Strange. Isn't the astral projection, at least in MCU, like, I'm colorblind, but isn't it like green? I know this is meant to represent like astral projection. 1 out of 10 just for bats. That's it. Sorry. Alright, now it's time to talk about Dark Phoenix. I was super excited that this was in the Battle Pass. But then I was immediately disappointed that it was in the Battle Pass. Because A, it's not a legendary. Dark Phoenix is so iconic. I don't know how this costume wasn't saved for a legendary. that's kind of my biggest complaint about it. That's actually my like biggest complaint about the costume is that it's not legendary. It really bothers me. It bothers me that it's not a legendary costume. Like, this is such an iconic Phoenix look. I mean, I feel like I'm always going to take points off of her costumes because of the way they designed the Phoenix Force behind her like this. And especially because, like, it seems like they're only going to change the Phoenix Force behind her on legendaries, because in the Chaos Phoenix costume, how do I just, like, skip this? I can't skip this? Here we go. Actual Phoenix Force has, like, the Scarlet Witch crown, like Phoenix does. So, if they only change the Phoenix Force when it's a legendary costume, Dark Phoenix should have been it. And a lot of us were saying that the Phoenix Force that follows her should just be like a little Phoenix bird. Like, they should have changed it for Dark Phoenix. Like, that should be the only costume in the game she gets where, like, the actual Phoenix Force looks different. I think that would have been sick. I like the, like, cosmic stuff going through the pants, like they give Scarlet Witch a lot of the time, like in her cloak and stuff like that, but I like that. I think the hair looks good. The hair looks better than it does in Chaos Phoenix, that's for sure. You guys know I don't like the hair in Chaos Phoenix as well, but the eyes look cool. The emote is cool where it's the cover where she's like crushing the X-Men sign. That's cool. I don't know about this pose afterwards. It's kind of awkward, but I know it's kind of like her thing, but MVP is really sick. The MVP looks really, really good. But this costume would have benefited so much from sound effects. Maybe a different looking Phoenix Force. Like, it's Dark Phoenix, man. Like, this is it's such an iconic comic book thing. Jean Grey thing, you know, how is it just a throwaway in the battle pass? I just don't get it. This battle pass makes so little sense to me. It just bothers me. I don't know. That being said, I'm still giving it an 8 out of 10 because it's Dark Phoenix and it looks sick. So 8 out of 10 is my rating for this, but I wish it had more, man. This could have easily been a 10 out of 10 costume if it got the full legendary treatment, and unfortunately, it did not. It just did not. Alright, next up we got Loki Phoenix Force? None of us knew, right? None of us knew in the preview, the tease, whatever. We were just like, Loki's getting a Phoenix Force costume? Cool, he looks like a Phoenix? Alright, sick. Definitely going to be a legendary, right? Surely this will be a legendary. No, he's a Firebird. It's a Kunlun thing. It's part of the Immortal Weapon / Immortal Beast stuff I was talking about in the opening about the Battle Pass stuff. Just like overall Battle Pass theme, rather. He's got little talon feet and claws, and he looks like a bird. I mean, the headdress is kind of cool, I guess, if that's what that's called. His horns, I guess. Cool. The ears are kind of cool. I just am still not understanding the throwing it into the Battle Pass when it looks like it belongs in last season and just confusing everybody. Yeah. The MVP is pretty cool. I just yeah. The little nod into this pose is pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie, that's a lot of aura, as the kids say these days. Not for me. It's not for me. I just froze my game. It's not for me. Sorry everybody. I think the background thing is cool. I hope all the Immortal Weapon, Immortal Beast costumes have that. I'm more excited for the rest that are coming. I think the Angela one looks really sick. Storm one looks cool. I'm extremely excited for the Iron Fist one. I am not very excited about this one. I probably will never use this costume. I'll be honest with you. President Loki is just top tier. Summer costume is amazing. I'm never gonna use this, other than outside of content. I'm never gonna use it. Period. So, despite that, I'm still gonna give it a 5 out of 10. But yeah, could have been better. The emote? Forgot the emote. What is the emote for this one? very memorable emote. It's this one. It's not bad. It is a pretty cool pose. But, yeah. 5 out of 10. Misses the mark for your boy. Alright, next up we got Trial of Magneto. I mean, X-Men 97 was sick. The comic it's based on, obviously, awesome. They nailed it. It looks like it was pulled right out of the comics. Minus his giant bulge, but you know, I'm not going to deduct points for that. If anything, I'd probably add points. I'm straight, but you know, respect. And then the chains look cool. I think the chains are cool. The kind of like broken chains. By the way, the Polaris accessory is probably the best in the entire game. Minus maybe the Jeff handbag for Emma. Highly recommend if you are thinking about an accessory to get and you play a little bit of Magneto. The fact she just floats up here and her head kind of bounces around, and the animation that plays next to when you get a KO is top tier, but this isn't what the video is about. Yeah, I like it. I like the skin. I think his hair looks really cool in this one. I actually am really digging the hair. He's jacked. He got a butt buff in this costume, and yeah, if you like this design from the comics, or X-Men 97, it's for you. I personally, I did say I was going to be a little harsh with my ratings at times. For me, it's a 6 out of 10. It's nice. It's cool. Magneto to me will always look closer to this than any other costume in the game so far. So this is my ideal Magneto look. The more we get closer to this look, the happier I'll be. But it's nice to branch out and experiment, and I like that they take chances and switch things up and do their own default designs and things like that. Cool design, pulled right out of the comic, which is sweet. I don't know if I'll really use it too much, so it's a 6 out of 10 for me, but it looks nice. And the MVP is also pretty cool. Actually, the MVP might be the best part of the whole costume. Not sure I love his face at the end with the splash art, but this whole scenario is sick. Very cool. I'm sorry, I went on like a rant about his his little Magneto sticking out, but forgot to mention the emote is really cool as well. Looks good on his other costumes as well. It's just a well done emote. Not enough to really sway my rating or anything, but it's a cool emote if you want to just kind of like sit there and look menacing. But yeah, I don't know. I forgot to talk about his MVP and his emote for some reason, but 6 out of 10 is what I'm going with for him. Alright, next up we got, well, saving the best for last. We got Moon Knight and the Moon Knight mech. I for one really love this design. I wasn't sure how they were going to do it. I honestly wasn't sure. There were some people that thought this might be a Penny Parker skin when it was shown, because it's like such a ridiculous concept to just turn into a costume. Because in the show it was like big, right? Or maybe it was not super big, but then it like grew bigger. It was very like kaiju, Power Rangers style episodes, which I love Power Rangers, so I was down. But the fact they turned it into just a normal Moon Knight costume is weird, but it works. It looks really good. The MVP is funny because he is gigantic in the MVP, even though he's not in game. Looks really cool. I use this picture a lot on thumbnails and stuff. The emote is really sick. I forgot I think it's a movie that this is referencing. I forgot the name of the movie for some reason, but somebody tell me in the comments, please, or I'm gonna lose my mind. because I went to like Google search it too, and I couldn't think of it, so I just couldn't get there. But looks really sick. The intro where he's inside the mech but in the MCU costume is really sick. I mean, it looks really good. And don't worry, we're gonna talk about the sound effects as well. As soon as this is over, I'm gonna hop into practice range here.
Khonshu guides me, just not always in the right direction. On your toes, here they come.
Voice changes in this costume. Sound effects are really good. The Ankh looks different. I think this is one of the first costumes we've gotten where something like this happens. Like, I don't think we have anything that changes the color. I mean, I guess you could count like Rocket's ease and stuff like that, but I mean to this degree or this style, I don't think we've had anything like that. But man, the sound effects on this costume are so good. Everything just sounds good on this costume. The batons look cool. The actual costume looks sick. Emote is really cool even in-game. With the robot sound effects. This is just honestly top tier as well. I originally had put a 10 out of 10 on this costume, and I was gonna lower it to a 9 out of 10, but the more and more I play with this costume, I think it's a 10 out of, I think it's worth a 10 out of 10. It's got a lot going for it. The design is cool, concept is cool, sound effects are good. Oh, and on top of that, it finally gets rid of the cloak, which was a lot of people's complaint with Mr. Knight, that they didn't get rid of the cloak for that costume, and the reasoning was basically because of his shift. Oops. It was more or less because of his shift, but now we have a costume that gets rid of the cloak, so maybe one day they'll go back and they'll fix Mr. Knight somehow. I don't really know how they would do it for that costume, but yeah, this proves that it can be done, so hopefully one day they go back and fix that. But yeah, it's a really cool design, and I think I'm still gonna give it a 10 out of 10. I really enjoy playing with this costume. I don't know if anything will top it for a while for me, to be honest. And I think it's interesting that there are 2 costumes in this battle pass that are 10 out of 10. The Star-Lord one and this one, but unfortunately, like a lot of the other costumes around it are just like okay, you know. We got a lot of comic book references, which is cool, and we got a lot of good costumes, you know, like this kind of misses the mark for me. This recolors usually do. 10 out of 10 for Star-Lord, 8 out of 10 for Cap. Hawkeye is, you know, it's good. It's good, it's just not amazing. We don't talk about that one. Dark Phoenix, it could have been so much better. I think that's my biggest complaint. It could have been so much better. Is it cool? Yeah, it's cool. But that should have been a legendary. This is like whatever. Magneto, cool. That it's pulled straight from the comics. I dig it, but other than Moon Knight and Star-Lord, a lot of this battle pass just kind of misses the mark for me. And overall, I think I'm going to give the battle pass, I'm going to rate the entire battle pass altogether here and say that overall, I think it's like a 6. It's like a 6 out of 10. Actually, I'm going to give it a 5. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10 because the lack of theme really bothers me. I'm sorry, like battle passes should always have themes, or at least be close to the theme in some capacity, or at the very least the starting costume and the ending costume should be on theme, and sadly they are not in this one. So I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10. It's got some bangers, but it's just not quite good enough for me. Hopefully the next one will be better. I hope they start to go a little bit more on theme, especially because they're so big into the lore and stuff, I'm so shocked that they didn't tie this battle pass into Kunlun. But it is what it is. Those are my ratings. Again, this is all my opinion. You don't have to agree. Maybe blue Doctor Strange is your favorite costume in the whole game, and that's okay. That's fine. Not for me, but these are my ratings, my opinions. If you have differing ones, please let me know down in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video if you liked it. I'm going to try and do more content like this. They should get better as I go. I think I kind of fixed some of the mic peaking, except for like maybe certain parts of the video. Hopefully the sound of the game came out. I'm pretty sure I double checked that it was. But these videos will get better as I do them, and if you want to hang around and see if they do improve, then yeah, make sure you subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Hi, I'm Val Starlight, here to talk to you about one of the most valuable traits a content creator or a viewer can have: patience. Sometimes patience is the key to more content. Sometimes it leads to very little, and it seems like it's not worth it, just for a joke at the end of a skin showcase video. Then you wonder why you waited so long for something when said content creator couldn't even be bothered to shell out the cash for a Captain America costume just to do this bit. Yeah. How many more of these?